As a child, Mark Lohr yearned to be a farmer and delighted in the notion of something blooming from nothing, all the while watching his father take calculated risks in risky economic enterprises. The 50-year-old billionaire's father, Peter, helped him build his hunger for taking chances, and it was that foundation from early life that is motivating him to concentrate on a spellbindingly ambitious project that many experts and commentators are considering to be nearly impossible. A utopian city in the middle of the desert named Telosa was unveiled last month. Lohr, the former president of Walmart e-commerce and co-founder of Jet.com and Diapers.com, is attempting to lead the conceptual and financial building blocks for Telosa. Telosa is slated to be built in the Appalachian or American West Desert, with aspirations to usher in a reformation of capitalism that prioritizes societal inclusion over divide. Regardless of income, Lohr wants Telosa to have access to quality healthcare, top-notch education, and secure living conditions for families. Furthermore, he wants Telosa to be a diverse community that welcomes people of all racial backgrounds, genders, sexual orientations, religions, and political views. But it's risky and difficult to precisely build the city of the future. A 2014 study claimed that the ability of eco-cities to accomplish their utopian objectives may be constrained by the realities of functioning within a profit-driven, entrepreneurial planning environment. Experts and researchers have long contended that too many financial obstacles can get in the way. But that's where Lohr thinks Telosa might be different, and for Lohr, comprehending the enormous how of the project entails comprehending the motivation behind it. The name Telosa comes from the Greek word telos, which means higher goal. Telosa's conceptual artwork resembles something out of a science fiction film. Autonomous electric vehicles, solar energy, and fast public transportation seem to be the main sources of fuel. Designs by the same architectural group that built Google's headquarters, Bjarke Ingels Group, show 150,000 acres of environmentally friendly architecture, including the Equitism Tower, a tower that resembles a beacon. The $400 billion goal that will require significant buy-in from important investors to even get the project off the ground was the focus of Telosa's headlines last month. The public cynicism is rarely concealed when Lohr's grandiose aspirations, which begin with the first phase of 50,000 live citizens to be welcomed into the city by 2030, are taken into account. This is not lost on Lohr, who considers the journey as vital as the destination, just like his father did when he was a child. According to Lohr, a co-owner of the NBA's Minnesota Timberwolves, "I'm not chasing this to make money. I'm taking this action because of what it might imply for the future and other people. If the entire endeavor fails, hopefully there will be something to learn from it and it will motivate others to try their luck." Lohr is aware of the perceptions that can result from putting his name and his value system on a city from the bottom up. However, the businessman claimed that his primary responsibility was to act as a platform for the populace to develop the city's culture. The official website for Telosa encourages future residents to always have a sense of community and connection to nature while establishing a global standard of living, with the intention of maximizing human potential. How does someone become a resident of Telosa? It is yet unknown how the first 50,000 people in Telosa will be chosen, but applications are most likely to be used. One thing Lohr can guarantee is that racial, gender, sexual, and religious diversity will be a key priority. However, from the perspective of public perception, selection may be one of Telosa's biggest challenges. Simply mentioning citizenship requirements can have a discriminatory undertone. A venture capital fund that Lohr established that might house firms moving to the city will be one incentive to entice people to Telosa. But what other professions would the first citizens pursue? Without early encouragement to relocate there, we won't be able to build a city, according to Lohr. We'll have to get things going in a unique way, but the objective is that we'll set the individuals up to develop a culture. With the help of his team of 50 volunteers and full-timers, which includes architects, historians, researchers, economists, creatives, designers, engineers, and climate specialists, Lohr said much of the framework for the first settlers will be sorted out. The hope of the equitism model, according to Lohr, is to allow the people shape the city's culture after the first phase starts in 2030, and then highlight the diversity through respect and an equal value system. What gives a city its soul? Stated Lohr. It's not about the structures and the roads. It's about the principles and what the city stands for. We want to learn what something is since we don't yet know what it is. The city will include indoor farming, energy-efficient structures, self-driving electric automobiles, and rapid public transportation thanks to Lore's commitment for sustainability. The Equitism Tower, a massive cone-shaped metal skyscraper with water storage, aeroponic farms, and a solar roof that will make it capable of distributing energy, will serve as the city's main landmark. Telosa requires $500 billion to get started, and Lore estimates that by 2030 it will have 50,000 residents, growing to 5 million by 2050. The American desert is of particular interest to Lore and his team as they continue their search for the ideal location for Telosa. Do you think this can happen?